Dear colleagues, we have focused our efforts on the COVID pandemic as a health crisis in recent months. But in its shadow, a human rights crisis is unfolding, and this human rights crisis is making the health emergency even worse. If regimes attack and kidnap journalists who report on the pandemic, it doesn't stop the virus. It just spreads disinformation and mistrust. If regimes use corona funds to buy weapons for their police to enforce lockdowns, it doesn't stop the virus. It only spreads fear and death. Of course, restrictions to individual freedoms are necessary to fight the pandemic, but each and every restriction needs to be proportionate. It needs to be clearly linked to the health emergency, and before all, people have to be allowed to debate them. And often they are not. So to fight the COVID crisis globally, we need to tackle both the health emergency and the human rights crisis. We need to monitor the spread of the disease and the human rights violations. We need to investigate the death and the human rights violations. We need to protect our doctors and our human rights defenders. Mr. Borrell, it's not just about millions. Team Europe needs to become Team Human Rights. And while I applaud your efforts in this regard, and you have spoken up strongly, I really think that we need to step our actions on this one as well, looking at the world of today.